What's up, gang? In today's video, I'm going to be turning this boring, empty table into the world's greatest Simpsons universe. We're going to be building all of the characters, locations, and houses from Springfield to create the most epic Lego world that you have ever seen. Let's do this. Now, to begin with, we need some characters for our project. And lucky for me, I've managed to get my hands on 8 of these Simpsons mystery minifig packs. You see, they were released over 10 years ago, which means they were really expensive. Anyway, now that I'm broke, let's open these mystery bags and see what we get inside. So now that we've got loads of Simpsons characters that will soon occupy Springfield, but before we do anything else, we need to grab some green base plates. I also grabbed a load of green blocks and cliffs so that we can build a hilly background for our Simpsons kingdom. Next up, we need to build a giant Springfield sign. So I grabbed loads of white blocks and started building. Once all of the letters were built, I placed them into Springfield, but something didn't quite look right. So anyway, I fixed all of the letters and then I dropped our characters into the map. They immediately started looting up, cranking 90s, and hitting no scopes. Our Springfield was absolutely chaos, so I decided to restore the order by lighting some TNT. Now, the first house that we're going to build is obviously the Simpsons residence. So I grabbed some beige and brown blocks and started building. After about 6 hours, the first floor was finally complete. The really cool thing about this building is that it opens up like a tin of tuna so that you can see the whole of the floor plan. So first of all, we have the living room where Homer likes to watch TV. Next up, we have the kitchen where Marge is cooking some fire dinner. And then once you fold the house together, it just creates these 2 rooms. But anyway, next up, I built the second floor, which includes the 3 bedrooms and also the family toilet. So anyway, now that our Simpsons residence is 100% complete, we can add it to Springfield. The only problem is, I don't know where to put it. I decided that the back right would be a great starting point, but it looked like something was missing. So next up, I built the garage, and in case you don't know what's inside of this rarely seen building, it's just some power tools and then just enough space for a car. I placed the garage into Springfield, and now Homer can drive around our freshly built kingdom. Now next up, I also built this skate ramp so that Bart can do some really awesome tricks, but honestly, it's way too small. So I managed to find this retired Lego skate park, and I took all of the parts that I needed to build a sick half pipe, and then threw the rest into the trash. I put the half pipe into our Springfield, but then Bart got a little bit too confident and ended up getting completely destroyed. Now Bart is in a wheelchair whilst he recovers from his accident. So next up, we're going to build Bart's treehouse, kind of as an apology. I found this random tree and then I grabbed some brown blocks so that we could build a small hut. I used some fences to build a ladder, and then finally I added in a roller coaster so that Bart can get up and down. I'm just kidding, we are not adding a roller coaster. I placed Bart's treehouse into our kingdom, and then next up I decided to add some fences and bushes so that we could recreate this viral meme. I finally added in some flowers, pavements, and roads, and finally, the Simpsons residence was complete. Now, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, then you'll know that Ned Flanders lives next door. Well, I asked Flanders if he preferred a house or a church, and he said 100% a church. So next up, that's exactly what we're gonna build. Now, to begin with, I grabbed a load of different blocks, and then I started building, and after another 8 hours, the first floor was finally complete. Inside, there is everything you would normally see in a church. And now Ned Flanders can do whatever it is that people do inside of churches. I also added in the top of the church and then placed it into Springfield. I felt like it was covering way too much of the Springfield sign, so I decided to slide it over, and now it looks absolutely amazing. I also added in loads of blocks and decorations, and now our second building is complete. But now we have another problem. The residents of Springfield are really angry because they all want different things. Milhouse just wants to spend time with Lisa, Krusty wants his own zoo, Groundkeeper Willie wants some Scottish haggis and iron bread, Smithers wants a sports car and 100 baddies, the comic book guy wants a Millennial Falcon from Star Trek or whatever it is, Ralph Wiggum just wants a hug, Snake wants a bank that he can rob, and finally, this old guy wants an elementary school. Wait, what? Everyone started fighting because they couldn't decide on what to build next. So to make things simple, I decided to grab a load of grey blocks and build the town hall. This right here is going to be a place where all of the residents of Springfield can have a civil discussion about the future of Springfield. I added in the rest of the building and then placed it into our Simpsons kingdom. Now next up, I built a massive water feature just outside of the town hall. But when I called upon the residents for a meeting, they all just decided to go swimming. The next thing that I want to build in our Simpsons kingdom is Moes Bar. So I grabbed a load of blocks, and I'm going to be honest, I built a few of these buildings before I recorded this video. Anyway, Moes Bar is filled with so much hidden detail. It has a pool table, a bar area, the flaming Moes drink from season 3. It also has the love tester, and finally the phone that Bart makes prank calls on. I placed Moes Bar into Springfield, and I decided to put it right next to the Simpsons residence to make Homer really happy. Next up, I grabbed a load of random blocks to create this alleyway next to Moes that includes a porta-potty toilet and also a cash register so that the Springfield residents can get their money to buy things. Now, the residents of Springfield are having a really good time. Well, most of them. But unfortunately, we have another problem. There are no food shops in our kingdom, and some of our characters are starting to get really hungry. So next up, I decided to build a Quick-E-Mart that once again opens out, and inside there is hot dogs, donuts, coffee, squishy, and loads of other foodie bits that our residents can eat. I placed it into our Springfield, but I didn't just want sweaty gas station food. So next up, I decided to build the Krusty Burger, and inside there's a kitchen and also loads of places for our residents to eat. I placed the Krusty Burger into our Springfield, and then I built a parking lot that connects the two buildings. Our Springfield residents have now got almost everything that they could possibly need, but we are still missing a few different buildings. So this right here is a miniature version of Springfield, and it includes the Simpsons residence, the elementary school, Quick-E-Mart, the town hall, Springfield's tire fire, and finally Springfield's power plant. The kids in Springfield have been summoning ghosts, so I think that it's about time that we build the elementary school, but we might have to keep one of the characters really far away. Anyway, I built the first layer of our school that consists of 2 classrooms and a hallway. Next up, I added floor number 2, which has another classroom, and it also has Principal Skinner's office. I then put the roof onto the building and then placed it into Springfield. And guys, we are literally running out of space. But anyway, now the children of Springfield can go to school. But one thing that's missing is Groundkeeper Willie's wooden shack. So I grabbed a load of brown blocks and I built this wooden hut that looks like everybody's first house in Minecraft. Anyway, now our Springfield is looking absolutely insane. To recap, we have the Simpsons residence, Moes Bar, the Springfield Church, the Town Hall, Krusty Burger, Quick-E-Mart, and finally, the Springfield Elementary School. But now we need to decide whether to build the power plant or the Springfield tire fire. And honestly, I don't think we're going to have enough room for the power plant. But this space right here looks absolutely perfect for the tire fire. So next up, I built this giant fenced area and tipped a load of random blocks inside, along with a heap of abandoned tires. Now the only thing left to do is set it on fire. I'm just joking, guys. Unless I placed a load of fire blocks into our tires, and now our Springfield kingdom is 100% complete. I decided to get out the drone so that we could get a really cool cinematic shot, but it didn't really go to plan. Anyway, next up, I wanted to simulate some natural disasters, like a tsunami, an earthquake, and even a giant meteor. So the first thing I did is lit a firework in Moes Bar. Oh, bro! Next up, we simulated a tsunami on the Simpsons residence. But honestly, nothing happened at all. The final natural disaster that I wanted to simulate is an earthquake. So I started shaking the Krusty Burger, but then I got a little bit too aggressive, and this happened.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that is all we have time for in today's video. Like and subscribe if you love your parents, and I will see you next time with another crazy video.